New hot, smoldering topics on a weekly basis. Your participation is important.
Good morning. Tuesday it is, and it is the 9th of April 2024. Welcome to 5 FM radio on 89.9 in Lusaka and the surrounding areas. Remember, we are live also on our partner radio stations, and we're live on Tuta FM, that is on 90.7 in Mansa, covering the rest of Luapula province, for finding time to carry this program live. We are also live in Kabwe, to be precise, covering Central Province's Spice FM radio, and that's on 91.1. And thank you very much also for carrying this program live. And we are also live in Southern Province, and Mazabuka is where Wave FM radio is on 98.7 and covering the rest of Southern Province. We are also live on our Facebook page. That's 5FM Radio Zambia. Remember, we are also live on our YouTube channel, which is 5FM Zambia. So make sure you follow that this conversation on our Facebook page. Leave us a comment or question. We will really be grateful to read them out. Later on in the course of the program, I'll give you an opportunity to call in and interact with our guest on the number that I will share with you. Well, and also remember that you can send us your messages as well in advance on, let me as well give you the numbers. So send us your messages on 0761 912493. Once again, your messages, SMSs and WhatsApp messages will be coming through to 0761 912493. And for your phone calls, you can take down this number in advance. It's 0955 221515. 0955 221515. I'm your host, Zachariah Banda. And today we are privileged to host the United Party for National Development National Youth Chairperson in Gilbert, Liswaniso. He is our guest this morning, and let me take this opportunity to introduce him. Good morning, Gilbert, and how are you? Welcome to the Burning Issue.
Thank you very much, Zach, and good morning to the listeners. And we say happy 20th anniversary, 5 FM.
Thank you very much.
It's been a long journey.
It's been
a long journey, and we want to say thank you. You have been there for the community and the country at large by entertaining us, informing us, and educating us. And we say we wish you well. Continue. Some of us, we value this radio station because we may say that we come out from this radio station in terms of news. For us to achieve in our political career, we can't leave this radio station. You gave us a space from George Compound. We are able to speak on this radio station. We are happy. And sometimes I say 20 years in politics, 20 years anniversary. So I think it is good for me also. Yeah, because this year I'm turning 20 years exactly in politics, active politics, community and politics.
And in your marriage as well.
And in the marriage also. Yes, I'm telling you. 20 years. It's a good year for me, I think, and I'm happy for you people who continue supporting you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we are grateful that, this station has been around from 2004. That was slightly about 4 or 5 years after the UPND was formed. So we've been covering the UPND since.
Yes.
And we are happy that we've seen political parties come here as small parties grow and become governing parties. Otherwise, how have you been?
No, we are pushing.
Yeah.
As everybody will say, the difficult times. But leadership tells us that leadership is about providing solutions and solving problems. So we are there. Under my wing with my youths. You are aware that I'm leading a difficult wing.
Yeah.
The young people of this country who are anxious, and also too much expectation from their leaders, the government itself, a lot of opportunity they want. It's not easy, I need to admit to you that it's not easy. But I think, again, we need to thank the young people themselves, the youths, even those from our party, UPND, that they've been too loyal, patient, and also holding the party together, and also encouraging other fellow youths to be together as we solving their challenges which they are facing daily in. So it's not easy, Zach, I need to tell you, but we are managing together with the other colleagues within the party, our leaders themselves, to ensure that whatever they are crying for is given to them. Sure.
Let me engage you on burning issues. And one of the burning issue is, much as it looks like it's been, set to sleep now, or it's been put to of the church. The issues of the church never go to sleep, but we'll pick out one particular matter, that which has to do with Father Andrew, right?
Sure.
This is probably the first time in the history of this country that a priest has been summoned by the police over preaching in church. First of all, when that was done, it became a shocking issue to everybody. We know that it's been reversed, but my question would be, arising from all these things, how does the UPND perceive the church? Do you see the church as a partner in development? Do you see the church as an enemy to the political party?
Let me say this exactly, to say, if you say it's a first time, I will disagree with you. It is not the first time, but it is the first time the party in government stopping the police, someone to say that is wrong what you are doing. For the first time. Nichiyambi government na political party ya UPND ukamba vamene mwachita imwe wakapokola hapo ya siani kulesa. You had a bishop or a priest, a father in Eastern Province. That is a 10 years of PF. Who was bundled in a vehicle, beaten, and was deported.
Banyangandola.
Exactly.
I remember that.
Remember that, yes. Where the Bishop Kajira was bundled, arrested in Chingora. We had bishops who were talking about the debt in Ngongole. They were taken, all of them. So I'm just giving these things to you.
Right.
So we as a party in government, after watching that video, it was nothing wrong what he said. Ours is to listen. Because not the first time the church on the pulpit, they are talking about injustice, they talk about the preaching of God, they do that. But ours, as well in government, is to listen. And I'll go further to say, in that church, President Hakainde Hichilema went there 2019 to worship.
I remember him posting the photo of Father Andrew.
And in that church, he mentioned the things which President Hakainde Hichilema today is implementing. One of those, he talks about the free education, emphasizing, because a church received a lot of vulnerable people, orphans. You cannot take away that from it. So Hakainde, by that, he has implemented what that day he said, to lessen a burden. We're not saying completely, but to lessen a burden to all churches who are feeding the children, who are giving help. Because church leaders, sometimes people cannot access National Chairman Gilbert Liswaniso. People may not access the counselor. People don't want to address even the member of parliament, ministers.
Mm.
But people say it easier to go to the bishop and other people to express sometimes their challenges and everything.
Mm.
So the church will communicate to us leaders now, either in opposition or in the ruling. They will communicate the challenges which they are facing there. It depends. Sometimes they'll use a pulpit. Sometimes they'll call the leaders in the dark corner, they'll sit and address these matters. It's upon the church in the world would want to do it. But us is to listen.
Mm.
So it's not to say this UPND, it's the first time to stop something which is wrong. Because we watched that video, all of us. We looked into it. So is the church partnering with the government? Yes, we are partners. We are not enemies. And we value the importance of the church. That's what we know as part of UPND. We respect traditional leaders. All these people, we value them. Civil society organization, you, the media, we know the role you are playing to ensure that there's a good governance in this country, to ensure that the people benefit from the government of the UPND. Ours is to address the challenges of the people of Zambia. They will come in numbers. We don't expect more praises from the people of Zambia. No. Praising will come the day of voting, when people decide to vote us again to give us another mandate. Now it's time to work. Election will come. But the people speak. But we are saying also that when you are talking, let's talk about even other things which we have done. The issue of debt structuring.
Before we even get to that,
I'm just giving
Yes.
these things were spoken in the church.
right?
And kind of them is
Right.
addressing these matters.
Yes.
The issue of violence, disunity in the country. Hakainde has been doing this, President Hakainde, to bring people all together. It's not an easy thing. When people, almost 10 years, they were scattered all over. But to bring people all together, that we speak one language, it's not an easy issue. But within the 2 years, you are able to see that people are speaking their mind. People are able now to say this was supposed to be done. After winning an election in 2021, this government, President Hakainde Chilema, never fired people like the way PF did when he formed the government. Most of the people were fired. But this government said, let's work together. It is now when other people now are taking advantage of it, of not aligning themselves and work for the people of Zambia. And we at the party are saying, oh, we gave you a chance now. Since you don't want, we'll sideline you.
It's hard to believe you when you say, this party is in love with the church. This party are partners. I mean, how do you explain, for example, last year, your Secretary General made controversial remarks regarding Bishop Alik Banda, whom he referred to as Lucifer of Zambia. I mean, what exactly would you say? Is this a situation where you don't, as a party, you don't sit down and digest some criticism before you finally issue a statement? What is wrong?
First, let me tell you one thing, and I don't want people to misquote me, but I am a politician.
Right.
And we politicians, when we go to church, we are looking for votes. It's like no one should cheat you. We politicians, when we go to these churches, we look for votes. But again, UPND, we are very careful that because we fear God. We don't want to use too much of the pulpit for us to gain votes. No. But we want to use pulpit at the end of the day that the people are able to benefit from the government of the UPND. If you have seen, even in opposition, it had been very tricky for us to be going on the church on the pulpit because one was, but naturally, as Ndale, we go to the churches. But UPND has a system how to govern, how to look for votes, how to do door to door. We have the system because it's the same people. The same people who go to church are the same people we follow in the compounds and talk to. But we are very careful because we don't want to use a church to divide people. But I want to go to a church where I go, I praise, yes. When the challenge, they will speak, these are the challenges we are facing. Talk to your president, we don't have water in this area. Talk to your MP, talk to your councillor. In this area, there's no tractor for the garbage collection. We need you to help the community here. In this area, there's no school, there's no clinic. This clinic is not helping us. Those are the things we'd want to hear more when we go to the churches, addressing us leaders. Now, politicians, when we go to church, because every church, even a pastor, even a bishop, evangelist, they have a parties which they belong at the end of the day, which they would want to come and govern. It's no more. But when you are preaching also, especially in the presence of politicians,
Right.
expect another camp also to issue a statement. Sometimes the statement to come with a punch. So the political party wants it down. That is your own opinion as an individual. The pastoral letter, when it was given, did you see UPND saying, no, we are demitted, all of us, and taking about. But an individual, like our colleague, the father, those is his opinion in that church that day. That's not the collective, all of them. No. Much as we know that they have one sermon, but when we talk about issues now affecting the nation, there's a pastoral letter which comes now, including all churches. They'll say the mistake which we have done, and also they'll say where we have scored. I think that's the way we should.
Do you get to feel attacked sometimes by the church, depending on how they say it?
For us as a party, the church should speak their mind. And the one thing we need to understand that the 10 years of the PF, many leaders were not talking. Many churches were not talking. There were few were talking. That's why they even went further to create a wrong thing, Christian Folungo, because people were scared to speak. But one thing which I want to thank President Hakainde Hichilema, that he has given a space. Everybody today is talking. And that's what we promised the people of Zambia. So you cannot shut the mouth of priests, bishops, everybody. Let them speak. Ours as a party and those in government is to listen. Do they make sense when they're talking, or they're misleading the nation? Or maybe we as UPND members, are we not available in churches? That's why maybe they've taken advantage of this. So my appeal also, it is us, the party in government, that let's always go to these churches also and tell them what we have done. Because let's talk about Mr. Alik Banda or the Sarangeti there, all these people I'm going to talk about. In everywhere they are in a ward. Every church is found in a ward. In this ward, the CDF is happening there. And church leaders are stakeholders in terms of pushing development in those areas. Are they participating? Are they talking with the councillors and the areas members of parliament to ensure that church leaders are included in the programs of the government? This is a very important thing. I'm talking to you, Zach, and the people of Zambia today. I mean, myself, I'm a volunteer. I understand the role of a church at a community level, because these are stakeholders. When you talk about WDC, they need to get involved. You need to know how many churches are in your ward as a councillor, and these people that are coming in now. And that's how you find opportunities within those areas. So I'm speaking from the things which I know. So if you ask these church leaders, are they participate on the ground? Because they're coming from the ward. All the churches we have today, they're on the ward. Do they participate? Yes, you can attack the government, but what other role have you done as a pastor, as an elder, as a bishop, as a priest, to help few of individuals within your church to access something from this government, from the leaders, members of parliament, the councillors, any institutions in your area? These are the things we need to discuss. So when we go to church, we the party in UPND, it is time now, even us, maybe I'm appealing to my members of the UPND and government officials that Sunday, Saturday, let's see ourselves to these people. Because we are implementing what they were saying all along. But think maybe even them, they have joined a group of those who were torturing them, who were making them not to speak. Because they're the one who speaks the loudest now, the PF, who denied them that opportunity to raise all issues which they wanted. We only have few of those who could speak, and they were being arrested. You have your own today also. He's a priest, he's speaking his mind. If he's been arrested, the government has said, no, you can't do that. Leave them. Leave them. Let them speak. Ours is to listen and implement those things. but we need to go further ourselves and also appeal to church leaders that where you feel like, because you are now the owners, you don't belong to one side, you belong to two sides, those in opposition and us in government. So where we have scored in that pulpit, also talk about it. You have done this and this and this, but on this one, you are failing. Can you do A, B, C, D? I think that's the role of a father of the church when you're doing checks and balances, because all these two are very important. The opposition and the government, they're part of government in development, because the opposition, their job is to do what? Checks and balances. We shouldn't sleep. It's their duty to oppose day in and day out. We in government is to deliver. It's not to do politics, but it's to deliver to the people. That's why we don't expect more praises from the people of Zambia. No. The people of Zambia should speak their mind day in and day out, which is happening today. You know that. In the churches, people are speaking. In the bars, people are speaking. In the bus station, people are talking. In the markets, in the buses, whatever, people are talking. In the wedding, people are talking about UPND. Man, has anybody harassing them? And this, for you, Zach, you may think us as a UPND, we are complaining. Maybe we are scared. No, because they are part and parcel of the development of this nation. All they want is to see development. And if you have heard many times today, people say, Hakainde, asebenze chepaunga. Notogulagula tuchipeko. Once akashita hivi, it's okay. They won't talk about the free education. They don't talk about the peace they're enjoying today. They understand all this, but they will speak those which they are very cardinal to them. Now, these two which I've mentioned today, is Akainde dealing with them? The answer is yes, because economy, to deal with it is not an event, it's a process. In terms of to have a cheaper meal, it's production. We need to till the land. Who's supposed to till the land? It is us, we Zambians. Government is to provide the needs, inputs, fertilizer to us. And we did that. Unfortunately, drought has hit this country. It's not by Akainde Chilema. But again, Akainde said, this drought, it will teach us now, head on with it, so that we don't want to go again this as a nation. We need to deal with it. What does it need? It's a support from us now. What do we need as a nation now? What things do we need to improve our nation now? So that Akainde is able to deal with it. So all these things are we cannot condemn Akainde Chilema, things which is working to it. It's because these things, partnering with the churches, we are not enemies, we are together with them. And we'll continue listening to them, whatever they tell us, where they're seeing their mistakes, and also we explain to them what we are doing. And also even us, we have the mandate also to remind them what we have done. To tell them, again, let's work in that way as one. Stika na ndale zilipo, you can do ndale. Never zachita ndale. But ndale sizalete chani musokonizo muziko. We need to move together. Ndale oku, ndale oku, but at the end of the day, the importance is that we build our country, we develop our country. That's the most important thing. Ukuchita ndale, tingate oppose, tingate chani, but at the end of the day, ndale should bring food on the table to the Zambian people.
I still believe that you are doing a disservice to yourselves as UPND, especially where you are calling for Ndale, we should do Ndale. And yet, on the other hand, let me tell you, the opposition is complaining that since you won the election, the police have not allowed any opposition party to hold rallies, for example. You may, on the other hand, seem to be putting the opposition to sleep. But there's a strong feeling that you are doing a disservice to yourselves because you want to see how many crowds the opposition are pulling. You must gauge yourselves by that, because then you need to know if this is how much the crowds, the opposition are pulling, we need to up our game. But because you are stopping them from having rallies, there's a strong feeling you're doing a disservice to yourself, really. You're not punishing the opposition much as they are complaining, but the greater voter is saying you're doing a disservice to yourself.
Zach, and I'll say again that everything, it point to UPND, which I agree, because we are the one in
government, of course.
But I'll tell you that if I was to ask members of UPND, are you scared with the opposition? They'll tell you no. And I'll use this platform also. I know other people are listening in government to me.
Right.
The police, I know they are listening. Home Affairs also is listening. To say that we don't need police to stand on, to start becoming a political tool to UPND. No, I don't need it. Wamsamba should not even try to show kaja nonsense at UPND. No, we know how to campaign ourselves as UPND. The only need we do as a party in government with the UPND is to reach out to each and every police officer to vote for UPND. That's number one. And it ends there. The rest is that if they want a rally, give them. Give them.
Is that what you are?
And then I'm saying here, give them if they want the rally, but follow the procedures. Because the police also, me and politicians, the police, they are there to give us security to this nation.
And I'm sure you
just hang on from there.
Yeah.
Is to protect all of us. There are certain things which we cannot even know. Okay? Which the person may know.
Right.
And I forgot even to give an example, like that police officer who summoned
the priest.
Yes, and you ask yourself, is this police officer a junkie or what? But you can even go further. Maybe the priest is something which he did somewhere. It's not about the video which we saw all of us. Maybe as we called him at the wrong time. I'm just speculating. Because I was telling people anyway, asking, I said, no. Pangono chabe as Liswaniso nakulira mkampu. I understand how police they do things. This discipline you are seeing comes from the police. Because I understand. Now, the police sometimes they'll stop you things. Don't do it. We wanted to have a rally as in Lusaka. We were stopped. But the only thing that I've realized, we the UPND, we don't come the media to complain. And I'm emphasizing now to every member of UPND, whatever it is there, because Nindale, when you keep quiet, others will take advantage of it. Okay? The police will say no here. You wait. But now I want to say and to appeal to the police and to the members of UPND across the country is that leave the opposition and do whatever they want to do. Abantu wamozi na wamozi. Siwa tukapenda ni wanyuani abantu wamozi na wamozi, which we are fighting with when we were in opposition. Tinabagwesa. Tinabalirimula. We have our own strategy how to reach out. UPND is not a part of propaganda. If you have seen them, they have continued their own propaganda, which made them to lose an election. And they're moving with it. They think maybe tomorrow they win an election. UPND is living with reality. Ingashi chilipa 20 in 20 so chabs za ikirako. But during the period for Zaikirako chilipa 80. We don't move in that way. So I'll tell you that the police, they have a mandate to say, now. But the issue here, let's go further. Today, Zach, I can go with you today to Zambia town center. You're going to find all political parties, people there. They're organizing. I can go to you to City Market, everywhere. This political party, they're organizing their own political party. They're having meetings. When you go to these shopping malls, restaurant, during their time, police will come and disperse you. During their So to say no one is doing that, now say no, because parties. Every political party is having meetings. Opposition in what? In the bush. Musanga. You know that. Musanga. Tell me which political party in the Musanga from the time we won in 2 years in government. No one. So let's appreciate also that the environment of doing politics is there. So, but if they want a rally, follow the procedure. What they advise, continue pushing the police until they give you. They'll give you. But don't point a finger to UPND. Me, I'll tell you that we don't need the police to defend UPND. I don't need it. That time it will come, the police will be in forefront. I would rather resign because I know that now we are gone. Yes. If I'm going to see the police in forefront now doing UPND work, then I know that Ndisosila tichokeko chabe ndivisiye. I'm speaking the truth here. There's nothing to fear. Only a lazy person can fear the opposition. The way I know UPND supporters, the football of UPND, no one is scared about this because we know where to touch. We don't deal with the crowd, we deal with the figure, sir. And I want to repeat, we don't deal with the crowd, we deal with the figure.
I've heard these statements before, Liswaniso. Let me even bring in this particular issue. There's a section of people suggesting that both UPND and government officials have become so arrogant. You, as Liswaniso, you've been mentioned together with PS Thabo Kawana. You have been making statements such as UPND will be in office for more than 30 years. We've heard such statements before. 100 years, PF will rule for 100 years. And if you are saying UPND will rule for 30 years, I mean, we've heard this. Do you not learn?
And I'll qualify what I mean. And I'll qualify what we meant, all of us. Zach, we are still here with you for a while as UPND in government.
What makes you think so?
We are still with you. Just get used. Just get used. We are still with you. We were in opposition.
You're talking to voters out there.
Yes, I'm talking to them. And I'll qualify that and they'll understand.
And they are the decision makers.
That decision maker and that decision they will make to new PND. That decision.
Convince them.
And I'll do that. Zach, I'm telling you, we are still with you for a while. Get used. That's why the party UPND, President Hakainde Hichilema, is dealing with matters squarely, which will make this party UPND to be in government for more than 23 years. Is to deal with the matters in terms of agriculture, the high level employment of the young people, the STEM-free education, which will make the young people become innovation now to develop this country. You talk about dealing with the retirees, giving them their monies. The governance system itself, civil servant working well, implementing the government vision. So Hakainde is dealing with these matters. Is to create a foundation for the party UPND to be in power for so many years. So what we have done into is coming in 2026. I've heard people, 2026 is coming. We know it is coming. We know that every after 5 years is what? There's election. But we are dealing with matters now permanently. We don't want to please people with wrong things, with wrong. So no, we'll do the thing the way it is. Completely all of us. Then we move. That's the situation we are today. President Hakainde Hichilema is dealing with this man to make a foundation. Is a pillar today. And is this foundation, that's one to make us to have more years in government. And I can assure you, because he's committed, and you should understand that Hakainde, for him to take the presidency, it took him 15 years. Hakainde akonda vokosa, and vokosa mavipwanya, and he delivers. That is what we need to understand. That's why some of us, we have said, this one is the one now making a foundation for the UPND to stay in power for so many years, so that the vision of the party, the policy of the party, and the vision of the President Hakainde could continue. After 10 years, the other one comes in, just like that. But the pillar now, it is Hakainde Hichilema. And what he has said today, it tells you where we are going tomorrow. Yes, we have difficulties. We have agreed. You have seen that all of us have never said, we think it is wrong. We have come here to address it and face the people. So you think we can spend 23 years in opposition and then run this country for 5 years? Mwana mga ifinisa wogona. Mukuma mamosi uko mwankala. No, vaenda hava. Tekanya. Tikapofika na pachimake. Tekanya. Mpenti yamba. These are to Dionko Chabe Pasa Yabe to Dionko Chabe. We are dealing with matters.
Njepe muyamba kulunda unga. Njepe muyamba kulunda fuel.
The issue
Njepe muyamba kulunda malite.
Niza kuyankani. Issue ya malite, issue ya unga, I've spoken from the beginning to say. Number one, you saw it last year, November, October to December. How people responded to Hakainde Hichilema score for us to go into agriculture, all of us. You saw it. You saw even Mr. Hakainde complaining, what am I going to do, a baba? When I encouraged him to go and put at least Chabe even 70 by 70 polymer. People responded to Hakainde score. But Chilala tatingenela sikufuna kwa Hakainde. Issue ya load shedding tizakamba. Ni manzi. We can point a finger to Hakainde, but ni manzi drought ya tingenela. Here now it's about how do we deal now with solar energy. This is what's coming now. Are we dealing with it? We have seen a lot of people coming want to invest into power, into solar system to this nation. We are dealing with the matter. It's not pamena hapo vizachitika kwa sivi kugwa it's production at the end of the day. So even unga, yes, supposed to be cheap, but problem ya tingenela. So we still have a war of complaining, yes. We still have people complain, but we have gone now into winter meals. He's encouraging. People are putting, we have seen he went to Chisamba, he went to Mkushi to ensure that now we go back. He's encouraging now. You have seen, he has said now, we went to go of agriculture, Chosokoma taxes. So a lot of things that are coming in the country. We are dealing with the matter. So all these things put in place, we cannot be dealt within 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. It will take us 1 year, 2 years to address all these challenges for people to see that even the bag of minimum to come down. So we are committed, all of us, to that. Yes, a challenge has come, but I'm appealing to the people of Zambia. Nkani ya malite yonse yatibwerera. Once chabi, especially the young people, the majority who are doing baba, doing baba shop, vajita maodi, carpentry, saloon, mama butcher, all these things we know. It's a crisis which has hit this country. But what can we do? For a while, is the government concerned? Yes, it's concerned. Are we looking into these matters? Yes, we are looking into these matters. But it's a process, collective, all of us. We need to endure this pain, all of us. And committed to ensure that within a year, 2 years, we shouldn't have this problem again. That's why the debt structuring has come now, so that certain money should go to this problem which we are facing today. But somebody will make noise. Today, we look about Mopani, it has come, it will improve certain people. In Danimsevenze Conchito. So Hakainde is trying his best in the small way. He'll spend 4 days in Copperbelt to accord and address certain challenges there. Has he run away? The answer is no. He's going there where there are difficulties to face the people. The people tell him the challenges, everything, in many ways. But his responsibility is to attend to them. What kind of a leader is this? What kind of a leader is this? So it's not easy. We know the challenges of the people are going through day in and day out. Even us, I may afford to buy a bag of mini meal, but if 4 or 5 people are knocking to my door, meaning it's a challenge because I may not afford. So mine also is to push my government, to push my president Ichichintu. We speak on behalf of the people. We speak on behalf of the youth. We push them. Tomorrow, as I speak to you, to the kind of blessing, see these small, medium businessmen, and they are needed to go there tomorrow. Both wanted to be to go. The guest overs can engage them. The Minister of Small Business is having a conference tomorrow today. For you who are doing my businesses, Kapani Kantemba, Kapani Chan, Tiani Koni Coach, the business yan, the conference yan. Is it not committed? Hakainde is committed, together with his ministers and PSS, to address the challenges of the young people and the women. What are the things we are facing? Put your ideas on the table so the government can address those problems. So he's addressing all these matters which we are facing as a nation. So for real, we don't want to say, radio station to say, no, voice will be. There are certain things we have done very well in terms of CDF. How to do Mwenzira Caterpillar, driving license, wapasiwa, carpentry, all these things are doing it. Machaya. What else is empowering the young people? It may not be seeing something good today, but 2 years, 3 years, 10 years from now, you see the impact that the young people now are involved. Kudara even opanga chebe ofaka chebe baobu pa nyumba. Tezo yopo kwenzeli musagre electrician palibe. But today these people that are there now in the compound. Through what? CDF. Oh, the 156 constituencies. These things are happening every day. These other MPs, they may not speak, but these things are happening in their constituencies, we know. So, ours is to ask the people of Zambia, tipaseni koni chance. Potipasa chance, tinakambe kuti munkalizi, koma tikumbuseni pamene tikuda bwanji, tuluvyanya. Kambani, koma tipaseni koni chance, pamene musogoleri wanu akaende chilema, ali kudealing ma problems yano. Iye ni kapolo, imwe nimwe ma bosses. Iso UPND seba kapolo, imwe nimwe ma bosses. So speak your mind. Patipempa na kuli imwe, your support as we are driving these challenges we are facing as a nation. Ipempo kuli mwe Mazambians. Kutiende pangati pamoze. Muntu asaku na mene because voice went pita mwe wina kuyana chiononga. Uyo ali kubwela kuchikonza. Mankongole yonsa sindise ba UPT na pesa. That's why we have come to solve these problems. Nchito pongena kudala anayekungenisira kukona. Koma lero ilipa pamwera. Aliyense as a degree recruitment yaso. People are applying. Olo usala ukamba unaita participate. The young people are getting these jobs. And all these things are kind of has brought it to the people of Zambia. Kuti tonsi tendele pangati pamoze. We are not saying that we have done 100%, but Akainde is doing step by step. Promises, we made a lot of promises, yes. But these promises, they are part of the vision and the policy of UPND. Kuti bwetu kunameni kuti yonse ma promises tachitira pamoja, yoni boza. If we said the rule of law, we are doing the rule of law here. We are doing the investors will come. Can't you be malamulo, investors has a boiler. Let's emphasize on it.
What is your message to the youths in terms of the fact that the UPND government has achieved to strike a debt restructuring? And debt restructuring obviously comes with its own negatives, its own positivity, but the youth want to hear from the leadership like yourself what the way forward is, how do they benefit into this? And also, I would like you to also touch on the fact that mines are being revived with Mopani, obviously having found an equity partner in it. How are you positioning your youths, for example, to tap into these opportunities?
Zaki, niyamikira. For the first time, Osnafetin Verabwe. And you should see the history of this country that Mukayama from 1964 up to 2021, it has been very difficult for the youth to benefit. And the benefit for the young people mostly, those in the party and outside of the party, you find that our concentration was in the markets and bus stations. That's how it was designed. And illegal mining. So young people benefiting through that. But Prenakainde Chilema, after 2021, has to put a stop on that. That we should find a way, in a normal way, how a young person can benefit in terms of hard working. And I want to say this, before I even go into the answer, that we want to appreciate Akainde Chilema that he has put in a bit of panoply in the minds of us, the young people now, to start working. Wake up early in the morning, that you look for something to do. It's something which I have seen it is working, because when I walk around, you hear somebody say, ni mwaka ende muno, ndrama kuzisebenzela. And I stand and listen very careful. Why is he answering that way? Yeah, I tell seven there. There is something there. There's positivity there. They can be negative, but there's positivity there. Meaning the young people, most of them now, they have gone to work. After working, use your money accordingly. Don't misuse it. So people now are working. The only thing they need now is to create an environment for them also that they can do more, so that they can help the economy of this country. And that's what Akaindi now is doing. Number one is to deal with the debt structuring, which he has done. So tundrama twinango tuja. Watuponya kuma sisi, tuma empowerment, ku CDF, konstituja. That's how we get money from the government. We get money from government through these projects, my empowerment. That's how we get money. And also creating an environment of doing business fairly. At least we are able. That's how we do it. He has done that. It is us who are going to benefit as young people. In terms of Mopani, a lot of young people were doing business there in Kitwe. The day when they were opening, handing over all those things, it was the city itself as a Kitwe first of all. Let me tell you, but Kitwe itself, it was like there is a ceremony in Chwala. Because people depending on supplying mines, job there. And the emphasis was the local be the one to be in forefront. The young people themselves be in forefront. I'm seeing how people now are going to Copper Belt from Dollar, meaning that. So Akainde is trying by all means to bring people investment in this country. Ours as young people is to support and show interest. Because this system of staying where you kunyumba, then you often it won't come in that. To wake up in the morning, push for it. The issue is about pushing for it. And then they'll give you what you want. The one who is committed will be given. But if you just stay thinking a politician will come and bring it, no, it doesn't work in that way. Create to see where it is. Oh, opportunity, we need your voice. You'll be there. The councillor will be there for you. The MP will be there for you. Because we are many at the end of the day. We know that 2 or 3 people, if are given opportunities, a bigger family may benefit from that. So the young people ourselves, it is us to show interest also. Well, our people in government, President Akainde Chirema, is doing all this for us, even us at a grassroots level there. We need to follow suit by going to these opportunities and push for them, then we get them. So I'm talking this about even this mining. That's how people are benefiting. But President Akainde has opened up to each and everybody. I have seen my colleagues in the opposition are owning mines. They've been given to my licenses, which is good. By those days could not be. Now it's open for everybody. But also, even those who've been to don't sit, go and push for these opportunities in a normal channel. In a normal channel, organized manner, so that everybody gets what you want. Let's move in that way. You'll find that the government will appreciate.
I want to take most of the time taking phone calls, because I know that people want to talk to you, especially that you are youth leader, because there are so many, like you said, yours is a very difficult one. And I know that there are so many youths out there with a lot to share with you, experiences on the roads, especially in bus stations. We get those phone calls quite a lot, and I want to give as many people as a chance as possible on 0955 221515. This, remember, is the Tuesday edition of the Burning Issue here on 5FM Radio. We are also live on Tuta FM on 90.7 in Mansa, covering Rapula province. We are grateful. And live also in Kabwe on Spice FM on 91.1, covering the rest of Central Province, and live on Wave FM Radio in Mazabuka, covering Southern Province on 98.7. So we take your phone calls now, and your messages. Please send your messages, WhatsApp and SMSs to 0761 912493. For your phone calls, it's 0955 221515. Good morning and welcome to the Burning Issue. Your name and where you're calling us from?
Mlenga, the voice of Luapula.
Mlenga, the voice of Luapula. Thank you for coming through. Please go ahead.
Liswaniso Mlishani wa Mlenga.
ya inendishe bwino lesani pale yawo because waisa kulya bonse baratasho kwebati ya kuri Liswaniso nga wayako walabwela na something ozo ifuta twa shabriva shate masane ya kulomba lomba ini yawa mu muntu namulombe nango ura namkulomba obunga mule yafurisha kwa komisiyo akachita for few so iwo 30 weeks omujajinye pali 2 years lekama Zambia ni bakajajinye olo bale ababe nabalelanda ati bale abalelonga problem tabalelanda ukesa balelanda bya alelonga leka kanda uyo wine ukesa nani yo wine kanchi balevo yati bagabite bupali akaindi ukwiza kuidia asiri ya democracy balelanda ati bauka balefwa ya amala nyesi ya shala because na bakapokona na bakitafe buno finita babapere peni imwe mulenge bati bauka family ababeni aba nga bayapanga lali ero nomba bapanga efyongo bakoma ula abantu ninani wala konka because leader teshiriko tatuishi benga ni organization nga ni chei ne ukwanga nishi because nga bapanga ekintu imwe mulenge bati bakapokola bala kamwala bakonke ukwa bagi wala mula bati na abafurunga na because ukwa ni kintu kanshi ni tate so kuri democracy yo barera ndababa PF berana ndana pali democracy ngabaisa kuma credit mwarole ya history ba PF fu bare kama teke bantu baire puma pona abantu kubikogoko rugwati kajire fu bamukire rugwati kurunda zifu batikire credit rugwati ni ponte bare ba catholic ba wamalero dine kuri ba PF ba catholic bare podikero almost every day lero ba wama nikwise ko mwamwere cheki nangu grade bamwikata mu UPND takuti bonse bale bapera respect that's why na democracy nangu nisa mbunga chafurisha sana ku muntu that's why mwene na majangi na abafurisha just because that yine ya human life ba PF na bapera sana space democracy ine yabo na especially wa edigalungu bale fa kawandi okubeka tako bale bamtala bale that's why umkaramba anga tale tontonga kumtontonga nshako bale fa kawandi bayala ko nangu kumasero
bamulenga twatotera bamulenga awe twatotera your time is up. Thank you. Let's take some more calls on 0955 221515. Good morning.
Good morning
good morning maukabwino
Moses Liswaniso
Moses mutumira kuti
itumira wamene muno musaka
okay Moses
Mlibwaji Moses
Tiribu mlibwaji mkwasu
Tiribu ino mkwasu
yeo zikoma kiamikira zona di mulikusebenza monga imwe as a leader and that's how it should be because kamene muna winira paja senzo embekezera kai pamene wana wina PF ngeo nachitika maningi na UPND nde mpane muna wina ngeo muna ile Liswaniso ya wasa wamenya wanzani wa CN. So we really appreciate that's the mark of leadership which you have. Manje concerning yanga Liswaniso nyabuti they seem to be this systematic living in UPND. Video wamena zoita wazao video Kenya ndalama kuma drivers. I don't know if you have noticed that you can go past Penny, you're going to find that these things are happening. Manje vasiana bwanji na vide vamene vanali kuchita va PF inangu Liswaniso ndauti munawalola vaona libo maosamba kuchita odija convention pamulungushi kombalero mwavakanira vauka kuti pasake hodirali manje iyo feedable study we appreciate as citizens koma munangu makamaka pakulola anzani kuti akhale nawo ufulu wochita organize mapati yawo and so on ona kuti kaya muyo paka mtabwazi
kwambiri ba Moses 0955221515 is the number you're calling us on. Good morning. We lost that one, but call us back on 09551515. Let's pick another one. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Good morning, Chair.
Good morning, boss.
Good morning, Mulenga.
Mulenga Where are you calling us from?
You're a good leader. You're very honest.
Hello, hello, Mulenga.
Yes.
Tell us where you're calling us from.
I'm calling you from Osaka.
Great. Please go ahead.
Yes. But Chair, you're a good leader, to be honest, and you're an honest person. I followed you when you explained it about Father Mukosa. You just missed one point, which is if you followed the preaching about Friday, near Saturday on Easter, he said that the government shouldn't provide everything for you. You people, you should work hard as well, so that you cushion that government. Don't you now make a sense you are waiting for the government to give you food. No. And I like your leadership. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. And there you have it. So let's see if I can take one more and then you can react on 0955221515. Good morning. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
I'm calling from John Lang.
From John Lang. Your name is?
Yes. My name is Oswald.
Oswald.
Yes.
Please go ahead.
Bwanje Chair.
Muna mwe bwanje.
Siribwino. Chief nitumira ku section IoT ku my industry. Hello.
Yes, please.
My youth, they are complaining over minimum wage in a Kamba president, the minimum wage. Please help them time and checking the pesa kuti vana twisting of vintu but they want to follow kuti ma operators vanabaika kuti now ni ma general workers but they are still working on machines. Then I'm they are general workers but that's a garage ifika pa minimum wage. Now people are complaining to say the government ya Roma Indian or brand. Please call in the concern badanda ora mayuti. That's it.
Zikon. So let me give you a text message from Facebook. Prince, there are quite a number of comments, but we'll take Prince Felix, who says, but the environment is not conducive for us who are doing small businesses. The dollar isn't stable for us to plan properly and come up with reasonable prices. We are spending more than we sell in a day for us to bring food on the table. This is a concern, all right? And you probably need to respond to this one. I've got JOJ, another one. Who is the boss? The one eating 3 meals a day or the one eating once? The one having electricity 24/7 or the one who is having it for 2 hours? The one being arrested when he speaks or the one who arrests the one who has a meal allowance or the one who is buying it at the higher price? Tell me, the one who has a car full tank or fuel or the one who is buying it at 34 kwacha. Bwana, wake up, stop those lies and listen to the people so that you can work on them. Let's hear you respond.
Thank you very much. First of all, I want to thank all the 5 callers and those who have given us messages from the Facebook.
Right.
We really appreciate for your contribution, and we want to say that you continue as you representing other people within the communities. Those who cannot speak, you speak on their behalf through calling on this radio station and other radio stations and other platforms. Zach, we have said that this government, number one, is trying by all means to ensure that we address the challenges of the people. There are those which we have done, deliberate sometimes we don't want to, but we are looking about those which is also attacking us direct. And we wish them. And when people are talking about it, there and then when you want, it may take us sometimes 2 years, 1 year to respond and answer those, because I've said most of the things which we are talking today, you can't do it within 2 days, 3 days, no.
Right.
To do with the economy, it's a process on its own. That's why President Kainde and his team, every day, day in and day out, they are committed to deal with this matter so that whatever we promise the people of Zambia they're going through is being implemented. So it takes time. And that's why I've said, we are not saying that you should keep quiet. Talk. As well. And even us, we know that when somebody is complaining, that doesn't mean that he hates you, don't want you to continue, but he's just raising those concerns that work on these areas. Okay? And even as we are responding, yes, we have heard, we'll work on these areas. In terms of democracy, democracy is there. You know that when you say it's shrinking, but I think this government within 2 years, there are certain things which Kainde has done to widen the democracy of this country. I think you have seen it. First of all, the death penalty, removed it. Defamation of the president, remove it. Information bill, move it. Today, the reforms now done with the Public Order Act, we are working onto it. We may try to avoid these things, but these things are very important in terms of the governance of this country. Today, people are dealing with this matter. How do we deal with it? During PF, that was their answer. But President Kainde is committed. At every promise we made, he's tackling them one by one. It is step by step. Yes, you need it today, but don't work in that way. The issue is, don't blame Kainde something which he's working for. He's working for it. Don't worry. All the promises we made you, these things have been tackled. And again, in this radio station, I will encourage the people that as we are doing all these things, speak your mind. Bring out those issues. But again, I've appealed to the same people. As we are speaking, also support us, because we are here to deal with your matters. So issue your rally. If you want to have your rally, have your rally. We have said that. Because for us, opposition, so-called UKA or PF or other political parties, these are the people. Tezo gwebana now tini ma opposition is UPND. Tinaba cha panchi mozi wagwa with more votes. And we know that winning an election is not an event. Madara, it is a process, baba. It's not easy. Uzaka machebe chongo no waenda walonga. Tinaitamba po ibora hivi. Taitamba so mushi ka taisiliza. Taitamba game few taisiliza. Walemba the end of tumayamba. So we have been in this game for so long. So we understand. And I've told you that UPND party, ikalipo. Pene ikalipo mukazikambani, but ikalipo mu government. Ikalipo. That's why mukakamba imwe vantu. Titenga chintu chisebenzerapo. Pokamba vantu simwenzo kamba time ya PF. But Kainde said, this is what you voted for. Speak. That's why mutolesa kamba. Simwenzo kamba time ya PF. Ukakamba ubula ubuliwa. Wabula ukumenya. Wakupisa kwa mgodi. This time nzakwera basi. When bus mwamine mujazani shusha. Liswaniso wazakamba vili vonse. We engage each other. Time ya PF. Bus driver na conductor ndiye akupelekane. Kukamugodi. Kwenda kukwapiliwa monse mu bus. Nunkacha bezinga bakamba. There was fear. Today there is no fear. People are speaking freely what they want. Agulisa tomato akamba no Kainde chanchani. Bakamba bantu. Us, we are okay. And we are happy that people are discussing. The issue, but these things I've spoken about it many times. We have said it. Isha contravening mujatiza kamba. Bamene muta contravening wamene imwe. You are the one who are complaining. You are the one contravening kai. Indani mulima tawa station, indani msitima kitim station, indani murumumba, indani millennium station. I've answered that one. The more you are just found mujamu where are contravening. The same people are going to call here. No more just around 2 stations. The issue here, then we need to deal with the station. All those who are found there, they should go stations. Because those are cowboys for the bus drivers who are found in this station to stop people to do contravening. But momentum process exchange between themselves. It has nothing to do with UPND. It's their own thing which they know. Contraveners, they know. The bus drivers, they know. They know each other. We have spoken to these two groups and all of them. I've spoken to them. They know each other. So imwamene a person yamene mukwera ni una problem. Mukambokwera che mwene mu freedom mwe mwene moja. Yana problem ndimo ma passengers ndi muna problem. Go mukilima tamu ndo mkwere bus. Indani market mkwere bus. Nothing, you're not going to find it.
Moses just brought out an issue to say your office is generous. It's a generous office. Are you back in Tantamen?
There's nothing like Tantamen. The issue people come in different problems. There's nothing Tantamen.
It sounded like a Tantamen kind of arrangement that goes on at your office.
In the mind of the people, that's what they think. People come with a lot of challenges, a lot of opportunities. It's not everybody who comes to our office comes with a problem. Others come with the solutions. That's a good part of it. And I cannot say that from 2 years, I have managed to make every youth in this country happy. That would be a lie. No. If somebody needs a minimum, we'll give it there. It's part of our game. Even in opposition, we used to do these things. The funeral, we need to attend that funeral. Because my relatives are in UPND. That's a bigger family. We attend even to opposition. It's not today. Those who know us, especially, maybe let me just single myself, they'll tell you, even in my day, that is what we do. The issue is people who come to the office of UPND. Main secretary to the SG there, the chairman there, others come with the solutions, others come with the challenges. But at the end of the day, those things, we handle them, all of them. The issue is about emphasizing is to meet people. We meet people. You have heard that even you, Zach, sometimes you compare with a phone. It's get overwhelmed. In a phone, yanikanga. Or nikakambe bwanji yanikanga phone. No matter I'm going to answer. And there are those, again, who feel like they're special. Zach, There are those who feel like they're special. It's them. If them it is done to them, meaning you have helped the youths. And I say no to it. Everybody is special. Everybody is special.
Let me give you more comments. We've got a couple comments on Facebook. This one is from Muswani Simukanga. So Muswani Simukanga says, kindly ask that man in the studio. His president blamed the Patriotic Front drought when it hit the country, that its lack of it was poor governance or lack of governance. But today he is defending his boss. Anyway, I can say much. Namumfwa, and talk to your IG of police to allow the opposition to actually have rallies and speak to the people over call out or to Father Mkosa, and which Mr. Kawana said it was a fake one, or it was a fake call out. Wanga said we had withdrawn it, in which who can we follow? It looks like everyone gives their own kind of statements. But on this issue, I know we've discussed the issue of the drought and how President Hakainde Hichilema in opposition then called it lack of proper governance on the Patriotic Front. How does he...
Good morning, how are you?
Fine, thank you. Your name and where are you calling us from?
This is Mr. Bwalia, calling from Lusaka.
Mr. Bwalia from within Lusaka. Please go ahead, sir.
There were no rallies, there were no one was allowed. I think he's telling the lies, because who spoke on behalf of them during their tenure when they were in opposition? Because I know very well, Bishop Prespompon used to speak and criticize the PF. And the other people whom we know who are speaking, people are free to speak. We can't say that they were not allowed to speak. So but ukaleka muri ba UPND because bali bepovunga wante pale yo batega tuvunga ke specific kwacha pale that show ke pasa kwate perita. So these things, let's do things straight. not to be even blaming others. Let's work and show the people that you are working. Free education can be there, but you want to try and and going there to school mwana umbiwale mtwala na motoka balafunya kusa fuel ya kumtwala every day ale kwanisha abantu. Is that free education? This is what I want to say.
Thank you, Wada. I've got Brian Mutembo Kapufi, who says, Liswaniso, my friend, you are being economical with the truth. When you say the church was not talking under the Patriotic Front government, because we had Bishop Joy Makando calling for regime change. Even Archbishop Teles from Pundu was all over the place speaking. What makes you think you are so special as the UPND to be treated as angels when you have raised the cost of living to unprecedented levels? Let me take another call. Good morning. Hello. Hello. Nauka mwaka banje.
Bino mwaka banje.
Ni wa Mdenda kwa Kanyama.
Wa Mdenda. Kambani Mdenda.
Tawama lilo wazazi program mwari ambako BT Tax. Machiko yote muma amba 11:20, 11:25, 11:30. So time muma tikera tole wa sisi ambako asili mziamba ya mimi itale mumkatise mbeleko kuchimiki.
Ziko.
Bora kutopic yanga bado Liswaniso boss. Ite mpako ini kuno kwa Kanyama. Wo puzira mukambati. This issue not to die in a natural death. Nikamba issue ya pole la imewatuamini wamema ndako mausezi ya kula ya. Kambani koni na weze. Because hapa manje chani measures ya kolela. Kuno kwa Kanyama kuno ya kila maiva lako. Again next year, kapena this year kuma last year. But wanani wantu wamini wana hapa Liswaniso. Ni wambili na mingi tabuza wantu kwa Kanyama kuno. So please, mako kulime leaders wa UPND, naina I'm also a UPND mbati, nipe mpako as a general citizen kwa Kanyama. Nikita, monga kuchishala, kujachiri kuja kuchinika, kuja kugadi, kuja kuspirio meeting. Wantu wama taya vishala, kwa mairo napita umazuo, naona wantu na mawiu bawendo taya vishala. Kija chungu chikazula chija, Devi maleta manzi mukombo na zeni yankala kole. Kwa zede nye silenzo tu zati tikuma manzi ya kole ya doti kwa Kanyama. So wanale koleta manzi ya tani ya kilini ya melezo tile tira Kanyama. Nini mwatu wa Liswaniso? Inamu konkari onani wa andani wa corona bame bana kuchipu. Hizi ni nao usoro corona kulibe batu wazaku uzani wena ngo sanitize hiyo gwanji kwa nyanga ite kuno kwa Kanyama wa ina kambaso wa Liswaniso. I think Kanyama it was the one in a high population ya cholera. Mambla tienzolila each and every night kizera so makolera yontenzo chitika muma wewe back senzo bili ba uti kwa Kanyama kulikolera because it sends it now. But muninge wazaki.
Niver.
But enze komanja hapa each and everyone wamenankala kwa Kanyama it can be witness with me. Wote wanayiona tonse kinabili ba uti kulikolera. So kisima koma leaders wamene muzabwera kuti mutandi zile iti chizene kutoka mtauni going down to Makeni Simpson mukatoka station mupitepo wa Liswaniso muone pamene vilimo muli na drainage chizene chikazula chifrada makomboni manje mankala vichala vantu makomboni wamene marodi atamba mu gate mu vimanji vigera parodi mvula ikabwera vijavonse vigera kuti makombo ntiambo ponda. So ino ndiye high time ya kuti mumari muchekina chame chichitika hapa ni chani why simpanga bini hapa why mabini mutaira kuti baja mimi wabero taya mabini kuja munga mubishara munga kuja kuchinika I think mtiko kamba na bairi ya kansera kuja kumbuyo kuspirio meeting kuja napa japachinika ground wafurika bankalepo paja baziona abantu wamene wabero taya bishara bija Dibatetera ma problem. So please Liswaniso mutangane tabe pali politics kuti monga mwenye makambira kuti tizapitiriza tizakangalapo kumuyanga na chepali uka yangane nkoni wako Kanyama. We have been with you since the UPND was formed.
Ziko.
Please.
I've got Stanley Chongwe on Facebook, who says, Liswaniso, be honest when you talk of church leaders. Where were you, Mr. Liswaniso, together with your UPND members, when Bishop Joe Imakando was preaching in church, telling church members that change was required then? The way you are talking, like winning politics is not an event and it's a process, meaning your same dirty imingalato announced by President Haka in what you are depending on come 2026 elections, no? Liswaniso, it goes on to say, Liswaniso, don't you know that UPND has cadres operating within the bus stations and even outside the bus stations? And if you think that I'm lying, go and check at a Monument House, Matero, near TC Corner, and see that if people complain to say that UPND cadres are operating way more than the Patriotic Front, don't think that they are lying, Bwana. That is a message from Stanley. There is Ashley Moz on Facebook who says, Mr. Liswaniso, we appreciate your honesty. And we would like to bring to your attention that it seems like the police are already doing your job. So this may be a good time for you to tender in your resignation. You are a good man. All right. Sylvester Daka says, why do you keep referring to Patriotic Front? Mdala, focus on yourself. Why is PF a thorn in your flesh? Those are comments from Facebook. Let's hear you respond.
Vabosi nzamba na walast kulibe kuta resign tikaliko baba nchipani chatu cha UPND wanativotera bantu chikamba kuti ife tikaliko mchipani cha UPND. And I've told you that if the police was able to send Ranchito, but I know that the police are not doing the job for the UPND. We are doing it on our own as a party. The police are doing their job as the police. It ends there. And I want to make it very clear to the one who called Ukanyama Mdenda. Mdenda, you are contributing very well. Be part and parcel of the solution in your ward, in your area where you are staying. Know your councillor, you yourself first. That's the most important thing. Know your MP. Know your WDC chairman in your area. Because these are the people in charge with the collection of garbage. That's their job. Together with you, a community worker there. We can do ourselves something, but you, it is your duty. Ukamanokamba niwo na bantu baponya vinyala paja. Cholera si ku Ministry of Health. Cholera si kuja kuloko government. Cholera kabwa lipa ismetika na mkombo na omene. You first yourself are staying there. Put measures. Because niwo na mentality. Zach George compound 206. Nabatangana kore nabaya wachita kuipa cholera tonso kwa George. But you know what we did? We brought all the women all together and we were doing door to door. We may have cholera in George compound today, but I can tell you, if you go in the numbers, you find George compound does not have a lot of numbers in terms of cholera. Even today, go and do a survey, get everything. You find that George is doing very fine. Because in our Payamaning 1993, 206 was West, 207, but people came together. Whereby even my shallow wells used wanabola bavala. But we went. It's shallow mana gula kadi ya water kuno. Gula kadi ya water. Muzambo tenga manzo kajima gulani. No mina bho tapa manzo pan pa boho pan pa shallow yano na even kaina makadi. People came together. was to deal with the matter because it was affecting them first. Don't wait for somebody else. It was like a government, because the mentality of government, but mean kuzani pan. First of all, many will Denda first. Be on forefront. Be a changer. Now we know Zabwera. At the end of the day, no one is going to throw garbage there. A challenge has been had. We are there to help each other. We can do something ourselves in the government, but also let's complement each other at the end of the day. So issue of cholera, we're not supposed to wait. Collectively, all of us, every day, we talk about it. Pamene enda kusukuru mwana muuze moendera. Samba, pokudia samba, manzio samba, ankale no pikiwa, ofakale moni kororini. This would be a message every day. It's for everybody. Not only in Kanyama, but everybody. Let's talk to those things every day in terms of hygiene. Tenga tika mandise teka. Koze samara. Manza mene musambika mbale. Ankale niyo pikiwa omfake mo kororini. Mairo zao kano vakansela ndiwanga chitefu. Nindimu amdenda. I'm taking this back to you. That you have also to play a role. Because you understand these things. The way you're speaking on the radio station, I'm impressed. You know things. Now get involved. Voluntarism helps, and people are able to identify the tribal area councillor. That is his job. Ngafuna kutukana ne mzati ayu councillor yu sali bwino. Tribal area member of parliament has jobs of the people who are there. WDC, American Constituency Development Fund, those are the things they need to work together with you. So you first as an individual, when they call for a meeting, ukana kwenda ku meeting first. Councillor kaitana meeting usufu na kwenda hako. So how are you going to work? Because they depend on you. So whenever you hear there is a meeting, go there and express your views, and they will attend to you. Let's work in that way. So many people have spoken, maybe some democracy, church leaders. I've said here from the beginning, people were talking, few of them. But the majority people were not talking. It took those who got a courage. We were talking because we were courageous to talk. But you should know that me, my talking in opposition, I went how many times in prison? Through the same PF. How many times am I talking and my grouping with the people? How many times were we beaten by the PF? Until the time said, just defend ourselves. I'm just giving answers to you who are calling. We understand ourselves very well. You are lucky. You are lucky today you have a president who understands the pain of brutality. And he doesn't want you to go through that. And he has been protecting even the noisemakers who were torturing us. You think we cannot do what PF was doing? We can do. You think we cannot abuse them? We can do that. But that's not life. The focus, it is what we are mentioning here, the high cost of living. That should be a focus of every leader, of all of us, even you, a caller. How do we deal with these matters? And we have said, for the first time, the government, somebody makes his own decision. Government has said, no, you can't arrest this person. On your time, we were arresting them. You were beating them. You had not to compare PF. But you want to compare us to PF. Tizambo kamba pali PF, tinatenga ziko kuli wa PF. So ya PF tizambo kamba hapo. Because ndeweza mambala wakawala. So we want to talk ya PF amen. Ndewa naononga ziko. So tizambo kamba hapo. Mwemene mukambira pali sinafe tizambo kamba. Even Bible every day kamba pali satana. Sika pali satana Bible. Every Sunday, every Saturday, wherever you go to church, Jesus in the Bible talk about who? Satan. Are you referring that they were that evil? I'm saying ngati kamba. Wanted to refer to who? Tika mpere wa mene kai. So zambo kamba wa mene paja kai. Either they were evil or the angels will talk about them. Come on. Let me take more phone calls. Good morning. Hello. Hello. Good morning. Your name and where you calling us from?
Yeah, this is Gilbert from Banda. Good morning, Liswaniso.
Good morning, boss.
I didn't get your name.
King Fred from Matidor.
King Fred.
But here about this one is some kamba kusiba PF ni wakawala ndikuse ni wangati bane mwamanga hapo usika ngati wamumango uzati zikumlandu pawe kabadi mani apasa wakamba tu UPND ni wakawala tena wabuyeni waone sika ukawala kunama ni ukawala maona ka adani ni tempa ko chea ba Liswaniso abantu mukamba tu PF wakawala kuno kumulai constituency wanapo batia batumangira kaoshi turuja ndamo zo pasa pe constituency 75,000 mitamanga kaoshi turundamaga PF empowerment nimopana bwa government ija kaoshi mabwera mwanyonga ilisepa nepana pa office kata konkola ka office muzi office so please tupoze ni ma PF ija office tunamanga tu mundama zatu mayuti batu bane mnapisha hapa ndio majanki anemona waputika abantu mkombo ujengati mnabare kama sima tuwasenza pata usengati majanki ero ngati majanki so beneti kamba vakuati yani kusanti njeti vantu ulabutia ni wapili papulireke adeni rasi wa Liswaniso mkamba ti UPND mpima kata zi market kende pamoja mu city market mmoja mu city market mni 4,000 stands adeni makadawa ni wama dipilisa each day 5 peanuts ya security udeni makadawa ni wana kuko cha provide security olo ni vakansa kuko cha provide security mukaenda pasiti market panje paje pa makontena kia Liswaniso wajama kontena ama dipira 1,000 kemazi tungu makadawa ni jandema kusezima enda kuti dasa mwone gati ukopa government wibenda mashika vantu wanwete tinjeti vantu pa ground then mkapula pa katia there's no capitalism so niki tigamba tindimo wapo za niki mzambu tikamba kuti atia uwajati pita so mzigamba vintu vanezi pa ground na vamene bana mukamba ni bazona aloma makadawa ni banjao kuipa aloveza na bapie kuyenza kwa mute benze kumenya manje bana bapaya naona mwana wake da bantu kwa makanyamo ko kumatorezi kuzana makamba kwa chai muzupa abantu bali mumanga bizeya bana pa abantu nemo bantu bana mapaya muzikambako maona ndeba ninga kambe kia ndasi kawo zitenzi rapo sibene bazo bapie kunamanga imona mu amute ikani mpaya wa mayusi bana sola terumo tukamgawe mayusi walitenzi rapo poka ma property ya PF so that is wrong.
Ziko maba King Fred. Let me take some more on 0955. I'll take 2 more calls because we will be concluding shortly. 0955-221515. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, please. Your name and where you're calling us from?
My name is Kapambwe, calling from here in Matelo, sir.
Kapambwe, how is Matelo?
Yeah, it's good, sir.
Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah. Liswaniso samala mau yeufiko kamba mau yena yama showinga muntu yana chokela penzo nkala mau yeukamba yotukwana bantu benzo teka ino ziko kuti bantu benzo wapasa ulemu manyo kambo kuteni bakawalala awa samala mau niwe mwana badabenze bakulu so veukamba pakira konveri muntu wanga chinja na mana diena ngena ngabu chanja mama die ukambiramu but PF banasebenza. First of all, I want to thank you very much for the people who are pula aba kwetyo kumone chimonwa chakutiro utushwala sapitamo ama Zambia nyaba kene kumfa bali kene balo sho mtu ekumbi lero kupadisa kwa Zambia ngaisa sala ubuteko kutira buteki ninsaleya bipeyo abantu baleze ajoja abana banshiwa bamukamfirwa bali akandi ipandi lero Liswaniso ndendera ni mo mulera ndokutira mwatkwata strategy yakuina mwa election mkeza wina even 2026 mukawina so akwabale no bwala balanda tiyo mugino kuya jota kwete nchito no mebe twala niba ni cyako kutira katwake kalilile strategy yonse mukabo yonse bye ba opposition kwala bokucha na pokujishiba yonse ngatamupa patira abantu kumipota mwalikwata plan mukawina mwa election abantu balingiro kuyishiba bapiye kubazi bomba imona India cha MF mwatwala kui India tale skete ya God nation mwatwala kuisa inoba kavwalala kapade pe mwa tempia cha MF mwabula pe mwibili mwaiforesha mwaiforesha mweshita kompateka ba UPND esho mwabike talo mubwatia papa bempie yonse mwa pilire ba PF mulando nje mwa pilire mpie sho ba PF ba Kongwe ba PF ba le Kongole strategy yonse muombe wewe.
There you have it.
I hear him.
You hear him. You hear him.
Let me. They don't believe.
But there's a big question.
I hear
you are referring them to.
No.
You are referring to them as thieves, and yet you have not even any out of them.
You know, Zach, you're a journalist. You have seen even how many things have been recovered. Bakamba Chairperson, usiku, when they're being followed by DEC, they're getting back the ACC. You have seen how property they're giving back. Bane, here, asakamba chabe, kala kumatero. Usawane bakamba paja, bakulu hawa. Nkarani chabe mkarezi. Nalubevo kamba nkala chabe zi. I know the pain of losing an election. I know how you were benefiting. I know. But we are not going to be driven with you, how you were doing to the people of Zambia. So certain things, us as a party UPND, we have said, no, we're not going to do it. The two callers, if you hear them, they're able to tell you, are able to know. That's what they were doing. And they think UPND is doing the same. My friend, songa tenge drama kumuntu phone shalira kudara. Ask. But in their mind, that's what they're thinking. Because they were getting money mantemba yambiri kumunyole konse uko. UPND is cleaning. And get rid of that. There's sanity which we are bringing to this country. And sanity has come to stay. Now, after my elections of Rach Mosmos, you today are saying we are liars. What have we lied? But in the Gamani Wakawala, Mwenzo Belalandu. Mwenzo Tenga Drama Movandu. That Tomatumba Tengera. That Chipiang the Chan. UPN is not doing that. That's a fact. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're getting money everywhere. And the one getting money. You have heard in this radio station we have come here to say, Klinani Town or Saka City Council. Because in Drama Mutenga, we always push them. We push the council. But the pain, my friend, because of my election, you need to understand. It's one of the Berakabili, Tinamvesesa. But at the end of the day, we get used. So even when I come back, because whenever was a kuti ukwabwera, go and organize your political party. Muzati peza, tiripo. And me, I've already given you an example to say you think, and this message should be in your mind. You're in opposition for 23 years. You run a country for 3 years, for 5 years. That's why we're dealing with the matters which is affecting you, all of you. We're dealing with them. But we're not going to please you as an individual because we are scared of an election. No. Certain things should be done for once and for all. We'll deal with other issues. That's the focus of UPND. But in these things which are today, which we are doing as a nation, certain things, yes, to come with pain for us to see the beauty of the bright future of this nation. There'll be pain. And that pain to include all of us. You can free education today. And yet you have heard our own generation today is complaining that school. Somebody is creating an environment for your child to go to school. That 10 years from now, no one should talk about school. A country which is knowledgeable now. To avoid these junkies all over, you need to invest in human resource. And the kind has done and through first education, those attend to school. So your job is to encourage your child to go to school no matter what. You can't have a country whereby tonse ukauka poenda kunchito uganza zebe kuba. What kind of a country is that? Paka odiemo panchito. That's not a country. Meaning there's a problem. So let's solve the problem collectively, all of us. 20 seconds a repo. A leader now is showing us this is the way we are going to do it. So let's support him and let's support Akainde. But I'm not stopping you to criticize UPND or to criticize Akainde Chilema. No, speak. We have not stopped the church want to speak against Akainde Chilema. Speak. Us will listen. We'll talk also. And we'll respond also to you. We need all of us to agree. Much as you are attacking us by talking, even us we should attack you by talking. It's our manager bewe kainindale. Ukakamba, you want to have a point. Now if it is Akamba, my job to come is to defend my party. And to speak to 3-4 people there. Mokamba wamene muno, wabili watatu wamveramu. Meaning, kanamba itabwanje is being maintained and increased. Now Kakamba, it's either you maintain the number or you increase. So 27, but at the end of the day, there's one thing we need to do. We have a country called Zambia, which all of us will need to protect. The rule of law should be there. It is part of the promise we made to the people of Zambia. There should be order in the country. So if the police, they want to bring order, they will do it. They won't wait for me. Because that's a promise we made to the people of Zambia. They're implementing. But if they want to misuse the rule of law, who come in also to say, that one, you are misusing it. Don't do that. We're able to control, to talk to each other, because even the police are human beings. We're able to err. They're human beings. The issue is to speak to each other. So, as a party UPND, through our leadership, from the chairman party, the secretary general, we are a team to ensure that we look forward to ensure that things are done collectively. Junkies, they are there, yes, in these offices. As IG said, in these institutions, they are there. Few of them, they are there. So we're spotting them out. And we have taken note of that because we have seen people undermining now Akainde Chilema too much because it has given them freedom. Because I said no Kadarism. No. As a party, we have said and agreed that we people. So the people should be happy with the government of UPND. So few junkies, they know each other wherever they are. If you want Ukwa, you wait for Ukwa to come. And we'll put the one who is aligned with where your position is. The message is very clear. Kuliba pavo pita na mbali. Because we have seen people the way they're answering. No, government has come and go to clinic. If there's an issue, then talk to your leaders. Tell us if there is no equipment to use there. But if you want to torment people using a vulgar language, and then you are a nurse, you are a doctor, no, we'll replace you. Because there are many people in the street who want that job. You are a teacher, you are using vulgar language to people. No, I'm not going to agree with you. Wakambepo, no, you want us to sit down. No, because we are ngana ononga. No. You're a police officer, ukamba vako. We won't agree that. We won't agree. I know that all of you got my political phone, but we're not going to agree to the campaign Akainde Chilema or to bring when he has given you a tool to use. When he has given you an environment, clear one is intimidating you, work free, and then you want to torture his citizen who voted for him, will say no to it. You are a council, you are chasing people in the street, talk to them nicely and tell them the dangers of not selling there, of selling in the market, in the street, in a market. But if you're going to tell them, you are a wrong council police, you go. To understand why we have done it. They should not go complaining. They should understand. Even Muntu Amene Aba should make him let Apawaba. If it's a police bond, explain. Mulandu wapanga huyu una police bond. Inda usakile wandu. Wabo kusaini. Kuchoka pano uzaenda kukoti. Explain to people. People should understand and say, okay, this is what we have said. Because we promised the rule of law, but don't misuse it. To the extent where now people should say Akainde that is a bad person, when it's meant well for each and everybody. A country where there is a broken, no one will come and invest. No one will put his money. Even the owners of the country will run away from the country. They will go to other countries to go and invest and do business. So these are the things which I'm just trying to share with the people on the ground. So the party is very committed. Everybody committed on the ground. Those who want to do politics. But understand that when you attack UPND by talking, who attack you back also. Because which tandare, never tandare. So chitawamine chabewe, who listen, where you make sense, we implement. But where we make nonsense, you're going to receive nonsense also to us from UPND. Kainindale. Zaki ndale ni kukamba every day. Ngastina kambe, anzato ona munga wakamisa maningi.
I'll take that as your closing remarks, but thank you very much for coming to the burning issue today, Mr. Liswaniso, and I can only wish you all the best. I know that you have an assignment in Mongo. You should have left in the morning. You decided that we can have this discussion instead and leave later. I know also that the ceremony Komboka does bring quite some memories in you and the rest of the UPND, but we will not get into that. But I wish you all the best.
No, we're going to by-election. There's a by-election in Banda. There are almost 9 by-elections.
Oh, yes, there are by-elections, yes.
And you can see, the mood is quite, those days we could hear noise, so we are going to by-election.
Yeah.
From there, we attend a bit of Komboka, and then we do a mobilization down to talk to our people at the ground there. We are wishing you well. Mungu akudali seni ankale naye mwe wa 5FM
as
you celebrate your anniversary.
Ambuye
adalise ma leaders watu wali mu position wonse, church leaders, traditional leaders, naye mwe callers akudali seni mulungu, naye mwe journalists mulungu adalise kateka watu prenda kaende chilema na UPND leaders wonse mulungu ankale naye mwe zuko mkwambie.
Thank you very much. Well, listeners, that's what we have for you today on our Tuesday edition of The Burning Issue. We are grateful to our partner radio stations, Tuta FM Radio in Mansa for carrying this program live, Spice FM in Kabwe, Wave FM in Mazabuka. We are grateful. We will be back again this Thursday with the Thursday edition of The Burning Issue. Make sure you make a date. From us all, it's take care of yourselves and more so of each other. Bye-bye.
Tune in next week for another edition of The Burning Issue, and thank you for your participation. Democracy and freedom of expression is about tolerating the views that you don't like from someone you might not like.
Always said I would know where